spitting here with the battle report. So I could have had this report done a couple days ago, but I literally have not had a voice for a couple days. So I'm just starting to get it back, and I need to get this up before I play another game tonight and forget all the details. So this is Empire versus Bretonnia, 3,000 points. For those of you who've been around for a while, there used to be a podcast named Brohammer, and Eric, who was part of that podcast, really hasn't been playing much for the last couple of years. Life has been busy, and he's just starting to dip his toes back in the water of Warhammer. And yeah, so if you know him, give him a good welcome back. He's a great guy, a great hobbyist. He's actually the founder of Brawler Bash. He doesn't run it anymore, but he was the impetus behind it to begin with. So this is my Empire versus his Bretonnian build. He's a fan of the channel. You can see some influences of mine on his list and his playstyle. Certainly it's not a total mimicry or anything like that. We're playing a Blood and Glory scenario. This is a Brawler Bash practice game, so we're both trying to go for some different objectives in addition to it, but they didn't affect the game, so I'm not really going to bother with them. First person to break his opponent gets 1,000 extra victory points. If you're the second person to break your opponent, you get 500. And he's playing in Brawler Bash, you get an additional card you can play, and he's playing one that allows most people to automatically win the roll for first turn. Bretonnia it affects Bretonnia such that he at least gets to roll for first turn without losing the blessing. So he's got 3 Peg Knights on the left, a 5 Knights Errant. Here in the middle, he's got a Trebuchet, 9 Knights of the Realm, and then a unit of 12 Knights of the Realm with a character wall. 3 pegs in front of him, of course. The character wall has 2 Paladins and a Lord. This Lord is not his general. The big thing about this guy is you can't refuse a challenge against him, and the Morningstar Fracas means that for every hit he does, not every wound, every hit, he gets to roll a die, and on a 4-up, you lose whatever magic weapon you have. So it's almost guaranteed to kill a magic weapon if you allow him to live to Initiative 6. He's got BSB, another Paladin. BSB is a 1-up rerollable, which is Bruff, and then he's got the other one, Impetuous Knight, which gives them an extra D6 in their first charge, and he's got a single roll, but a 1-up. So just a good character wall. On the right-hand side, he's got his general. I'll go over him just a second, and he's got 5 Grail Knights. In both of his Knight of the Realm unit, he has Damsels, both of level 2, and his Lord is the Heroic Killing Blow, Heartwood Lance, all that stuff on a Pegasus. On the far right, a 3rd unit of Peg Knights, another unit of Knights Errant, another Trebuchet, and then off the table he's got the Green Knight. I love that he's bringing the Green Knight. So I've got, on the far right, a Steam Tank, 4 Demigryphs. That looks like there's a banner, there's actually not. Got a large unit of Halberdiers, Inner Circle Knights with 3 characters. I've got Karl Franz on the far left. He's being proxied by a Bretonnian Knight because I don't have a model for him yet, and he has the Galmaraz upgrade. We've got a Warrior Priest in the middle with a Speculum and a Captain on the right with Crown of Command. Hurricane behind him, Hellblaster Volley Gun. Then there's a Master Engineer on the far right, a Cannon at the bottom, a large unit, I think 35 great weapon. What are they called? Great swords. A unit of 10 that is not a detachment. It's a unit of 10 archers, and I've got my level 4 life with them. Then I'm trying out 10 handgunners and 10 crossbows just to see how I like them. Now I can tell you all game long the crossbows I thought were strength 3 instead of strength 4. By the end of the game I was wondering why anybody would ever bring them. I'm still kind of thinking that, to be honest. So he won the turn to go first. Bretonnians with turn 1 is rough. They move so fast. So he moves up very aggressively like that. And here on the left, yeah, I hate when I do this. I thought I had both shooty units such that I can shoot first turn, and now the handgunners can't see the Peg Knights. That was their whole purpose in life, was to guard this flank. I don't know. I'm dumb. Not sometimes, a lot of times. These guys coming up, really wasn't worried about it. I have 2 options here. I can not charge and just shoot him with the volley gun. I can charge Karl Franz at him, and I think he'll just kill him. Or I can charge the whole Knight unit at him, and then kill him, and then reform. So really not worried about those Peg Knights. I don't think they're doing a whole lot of good there. Over here, I do not want his his guy with heroic kill and blow in with my steam tank, so I'm not going to rush forward with the steam tank on my turn. So Empire turn 1. So during deployment, I had all these units in the swamp because I don't want the Green Knight coming in the swamp. And he could have, on a 3-up, he could have come in this turn, and he didn't. Thing is, I don't know how that rule plays, but my opponent said he really just needs to be able to touch the swamp. And so I kind of given up on it. So I just moved the Great Swords forward 4 inches. I don't like what I've done with them. I don't mind them coming in late to the game and swooping down the flanks and everything. But I don't like the... Yeah, anyway, I think first turn I was hanging back with them in case the Green Knight came in. They could just charge him and try to pop him through combat res. Anyway, I take my level 4 out of the archers and put him where you can see him. He's positioned such that the that the Peg Knights can't touch him. My hope is to shoot the crossbows at the Peg Knights and do 2 wounds and force a panic test. If that doesn't work, I'm going to use the cannon on them. It's kind of a waste of a cannon shot, but I really don't need those Peg Knights on my flank. And hopefully that'll cause a panic test. Here on the right, I'm not sure why I moved the demigriffs up so aggressively, but I did. Steam tank was hanging back. So the crossbows shoot at the Peg Knights. I do a single wound. So I'm like, darn it, okay, that's fine. I'll waste my cannon shot on them. And of course the cannon blows itself up. So I shoot the archers at them. They can't get a wound through. Darn it. So I couldn't even force a panic test on the Peg Knights. That didn't go as planned. I don't like my targets on the right with the Hellblaster. Well, let me take that back. I like the targets on the right in the middle of the board. But the problem is he's going to get a 2 cover save. So I decided just to get points where I can get them. Hellblaster opens up on the Knights Errant on the far left and just blow them sky high. They're gone. Yeah, Karl Franz charges out of the unit, hits the Peg Knights. I mean, everything that hits, auto wounds, ignores armor save, and at only strength 4, so Brett's are only getting a 6-up ward, and then does D3 wounds each. He just obliterated, just killed those guys outright. Reform like that. I am not worried about his knights charging him in the front. I think if they do that, he's going to do enough wounds that he's going to be just fine. My only concern is his lord that destroys magic weapons. Because the first round of combat, I think I'll kill the guy, but he'll get to swing, and he won't kill Karl Franz, but he'll take away his magic sword. And then I'll countercharge my turn and kill the rest of the unit, but it'll cost me his sword, and I kind of like that sword. Bretonnia turn 2, charges all the way around. Triple charge the Demigriff Knights because I'm stupid. He put 1 bus into my Halberdiers. That I'm not worried about. I'm going to be steadfast. The other bus charged my Inner Circle Knights. I was worried about it. He failed, and he had an extra D6, and he only rolled a 1, and he failed the charge by 1. Insanely unlucky for him to fail that charge. After the game's over, we were talking about it, and we were like, you know what? I think it was really lucky that he failed that charge. Because if he comes in there, unless he can kill my Battle Standard Bearer, and the BSB is going to get a challenge with somebody, so he's not going to be able to attack him with much. I don't think he can kill him. I'm going to stick around for a long time. BSB makes him stubborn on a 10 with cold-blooded, and he is not easy to kill. So, anyway, but he failed that charge. Yeah, his knights charge the archers. I do a stand and shoot, hoping to get insanely lucky and force that panic test, but he makes it in there. Yeah, that's not good. If he overruns, he's lined up to hit my Master Engineer. I'm not overly worried about that. In truth, what I'm more worried about is him reforming. Well, I don't know. If he reforms it on my turn, I would just take the level 4 wizard and put him in with the great swords. Green Knight does not come on turn 2. I was kind of surprised about that. The problem with the Green Knight is I only have 1 magic sword in the whole list. Here we are over here. He's got Grail Knights, Knights Errant, and Heroic Killing Blow Lord, all into the Demigriffs. That is not going to go well for the Demigriffs. And this is actually based on my suggestion that he moves his Peg Knights up so that if he beats the Demigriffs and overruns, my Steam Tank's not going to be able to pivot and countercharge and kill something worth a lot of points because he puts the Peg Knights up here. So I can pivot and hit the Peg Knights as per the region's FAQ. But that's all I'm going to be able to do. So you're sacrificing the Peg Knights to save the Grail Knights. After combat, that's exactly what happens. If the Peg Knights weren't there, I could pivot and hit the Grail Knights in the flank. As it is, I feel like I was really lucky to only lose one Demigryph and then to get away. I feel like all the way around I was lucky over there. Halberdiers do what they expected to do against those Knights of the Realm. And then over here he easily beats the archers, overruns into the Master Engineer. I'm not worried about that. What I was miffed about, my plan was to countercharge with the Celestial Hurricanum. And the archers, there's 2 of them left, and they don't bounce through. They land right in front of the Hurricanum, so I can't countercharge. I got it. Oh, darn it. So Empire turn 2. So, yeah, I charged the Inner Circle Knights at his Character Wall Knight of the Realm unit. I don't know what to expect there. I'm going to have... The first round is going to be my best chance to kill some of those characters, and I just don't know if they're up to the task. Karl Franz charges the Frank of this Knight of the Realm unit. He's just going to wreck face. Yeah, in hindsight, I don't know if that was a smart thing, because I think the Halberdiers can beat that unit through combat res now that they're not getting the charge. Anyway, Demigryphs rally. The Steam Tank charges these Peg Knights. Yeah, there's them rallying. They're saying, bring it again. And here's the Hurricanum giving +1 to everybody. And I'm not sure what I'm trying to show there. So, oh yeah, here's the left side. So I'm just, I think I don't know what it is. I think I just moved up as much as I could with the great swords. They're in the marsh, so they can charge out of it, but they can't march or anything. So, yeah, this one rule I found interesting is even if the Master Engineer is in combat, he can still give his benefit to the Hellblaster, because all it says is as long as he doesn't shoot that turn or something like that. Anyway, so the Hellblaster, I'm feeling a little bit desperate here. It opens up on something important. It's going to get it's going to have a cover save, and I roll 2 misfires. So I decide just to go for it because I think the Hellblaster's dead next turn anyway. So I choose to re-roll the one roll that was not a misfire, hoping to get 3 misfires and get 30 shots. And I don't do it. It misfires. I roll on the black powder chart, and it blows up. Fantastic. Steam Tank kills the Peg Knights, panics the Knights Errant. They fail it, even though the leadership 9, and run away from the Steam Tank right off the board. So, and then with whatever shooting I had, I was able to, I think, yeah, I don't remember what shot, but something killed 2 Grail Knights. So now with Karl, with his Lord, with a killing blow and 2 Grail Knights charging the Demigryphs, I actually think I have a chance. And over here, yeah, Master Engineer dies. Nothing else. Oh, the Master Engineer dies, and the Great Swords fail their panic. Their leadership 10 without a reroll, and they fail it. And this is my turn. This just sucks. So now the Peg Knights get to charge them. I think I have to roll a 7. If I roll less than a 7, I'm not going to bounce through the house, and the Peg Knights are going to charge me and get my level 4 wizard and that huge horde of Great Swords. Are you freaking kidding me? Darn it. If I get a 7, I'll bounce through the house, I'll be safe, I'll have 1 turn to rally, and if I don't do that, they're going to go right out the table. Oh my gosh. I am misplaying. I mean, I don't know. And that's not misplaying the Great Swords. I can't help them fail in their panic, but still, it just bites. And by the way, the Inner Circle Knights charge in. I'm able to do, in a challenge with my Warrior Priest and his Lord level character, I'm able to do one wound to the Lord. Otherwise, it's just kind of a pillow fight. Everybody sticks around. The obviously Karl Franz beats the unit of Knights of the Realm. He chases him down, gets the points, but he's kind of stuck in no man's land. The Halberdiers reform. My thinking there is that if he gets off the board, I'm hoping that the Halberdiers can countercharge on my next turn. So, his Lord and Grail Knights charge my demis. Otherwise, what else is he going to do, right? There's that. Yeah, over here, he charges. I roll a 7 or higher. I get away. I only lose a few to dangerous terrain. I'm so mad at those guys. He's set up for a counter charge by my Hurricanum. Yeah, there's that. And the Green Knight comes on in those woods and moves up like you can see. That's a beautifully painted model. It looks like that. I don't really want the Green Knight in with the steam tank. I won't be able to wound him. He can choose to go for extra attacks or for basically strength X +2, so he's going to do that. Tie up and eventually kill the steam tank, so that is not ideal. Yeah, he easily beats the demigryphs and pursues right off the table. So when he comes on, he can't march, though. That's kind of nice. So I need to set it up to where no matter what he does, I can charge him. And yeah, over here, he kills a knight. I'm not able to get, I don't think, any wounds through on him. Go to Empire turn 3. There's a Hurricanum charges his Peg Knights. He flees. I'll show you that in just a second. The steam tank moves over here where you see him. Now his models are off the table. Look at the bottom right. But when he comes on, he can only move 8 and 10 inches respectively. And I think so no matter what he does, I should be able to charge him with the steam tank and at least guarantee Grail Knight points. Yeah, so he flees with the Peg Knights. They bounce through. They land right there. Now my units weren't here to begin with, so I've reformed both these units so the Peg Knights, if they rally, I should be able to shoot him no matter what he does. Or I was hoping to, anyway. Yeah, so Karl Franz couldn't charge, so I just move him around. What I'm doing here is I want him such that he can see that Knight of the Realm unit, and I want him to be able to see his Green Knight or anybody else that messes with my Halberdiers, just to give myself some options. During the magic phase, I regrow the Knights. They're back up to full strength. I've done a wound on his Battle Standard Bearer. He's got a 1-up rerollable. It's really tough to get that wound through, but I got one. It's funny because he rolled a 1, and then for his ward save, he rolled a 1. But otherwise, this is just a big pillow fight. If I can get Karl Franz in there, we'll make short work of that unit. Until then, nothing good's going to happen. We go to Bretonnia turn 4. Yeah, you can see what's going on in the lower right. Green Knight comes around to threaten all that stuff. I really don't want the Green Knight in with the Inner Circle Knights. I think he will make a mess of them. Oh yeah, I should have said on my turn the Great Swords rallied. That was kind of a big deal. Yeah, there's that. And yeah, so he passed it. He needed a 9 to rally and then an 8 to march. He passes them both. He can march because he's fast cav who fled a charge. He moves like that. I can shoot at him with the handgunners. The problem with this ballistic shooting stuff is I started a 4. He's a long range 5, skirmisher 6, so they can't hit anything. So I'm not a fan of the ballistic skill shooting here. And then during the magic phase, I hold my Dispel Scroll for this moment. He throws 6 dice at the boosted version of Savage Beast, and he gets Irresistible Force. The result is he loses D3 wizard levels, which doesn't matter, and I've got 2 rounds of combat with him having +3 attacks on all 3 characters, +3 strength, and I can't refuse a challenge. So he's going to easily kill my Warrior Priest. He's going to chew through that unit of Knights. Then we'll go to my turn, and I'll have to be in a challenge with my BSB, and he's just going to rock my world. That sucks. His Trebuchet scores a direct hit on my Steam Tank, wounds it, and then does all 6 wounds. Takes me from 8 wounds down to 2 wounds. I swear, everything's going to hell in a handbasket. And then I actually felt pretty lucky here. He kills the Warrior Priest, and I'm getting a 6-up armor save, so he's got all the, what does he have? 12 attacks with his other 2 paladins, strength 7, and he does, I guess, 4 wounds. Felt pretty lucky there. Luckily, my BSB is still alive, because nobody could attack my BSB where he was. So they stick around, but he's got another turn with that Savage Beast. So I'm going for broke here. I'm taking the Halberdiers to... they're actually in bus formation facing the Green Knight. My Steam Tank, by the way, he misfires and then couldn't do anything this turn. So I was hoping to charge the Grail Knights to get those wounds, but he fails. I charge Karl Franz in. I'm going to get a challenge with my BSB with his Lord level character. That's going to leave Karl Franz free to kill knights. He should kill at least 3 of them. My hope is I've got Throne of Vines up. If I can get +4 toughness on those knights, then that will save a lot of damage, and I can probably get regrowth off and save things there. Yeah, here's this. And yeah, those guys can try to shoot, not going to do anything. And so we go to the magic phase. Well, this is before the magic phase. Yeah, the great swords are in bus formation. They charge the trebuchet because why not? They're out of range for everything else. We go to the magic phase. I throw 6 dice at the toughness buff, and I roll shit. I roll like a 1, a 1, a 2. He easily dispels it, and I get regrowth off and grow a knight back. Who the freak cares? Oh my gosh, that just blows. And I do 1 wound to his peg knights. They pass their panic. And after combat, oh, ouch. He chews through the knights. He wins by a ton. Karl Franz breaks. The knights break. Or the knights might have just died. The Hurricanum and the Halberdiers both fail their panic test. And this is my turn. You can never lose on your own turn. Yeah, there goes the game. But hey, the great swords beat the trebuchet, so I got that going for me. And we go to Bretonnia turn 5. So Lord level character charges Karl Franz. I flee, he catches him and reforms. Green Knight charges the Halberdiers. They flee and bounce right off the table. The Peg Knights move up so they can charge the Hurricanum next turn. Yeah. The Heroic Blow Lord and his Grail Knight charge my Steam Tank. Only has 2 wounds left. Everything is going to crap. Everything. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah. Yuck, yuck, and yuck. He only does 1 wound. The luck swings in this game are the funniest thing ever. Okay, that's fine, because I'm going to go for 5 Steam points. It's an auto misfire. And I'm hoping to roll a 3 on a D3 and just blow everybody up. And I do. Screw you guys. I kill his Lord. I kill his Grail Knights. I kill myself, but I was going to die anyway. The Great Swords move up to put my level 4 Lord Wizard in range of Dwellers Below. I rally the Hurricanum. And I get Dwellers Below off, and I kill both of his paladins. I don't kill the spellcaster. I kill half the unit, but I need to get the unit down to 25% to get half points. So I don't really get that, but I sure put the fear of Lore of Life into him. He plays Brave Sir Robin and just moves everything to the corner, tried to get out of range of Dwellers Below. His he's just running away. And then his Peg Knights charge the Hurricanum. I had nothing else to do with the magic phase, so it's got a +4 toughness buff. It is toughness 9. There's no way he's going to get any wounds through on that thing. And he gets 2 wounds through on that. Yeah, okay. But I stick. We go to Empire turn 6. I move my Lord up to cast Dwellers Below 1 more time. He gets 2 more wounds on the Hurricane. Am I kidding me? But we all stick. And nothing else significant happens. The game ends like that. Just by victory points through killing stuff, he actually didn't win by a ton. I think he won by 300 or 400 points. I felt very fortunate because I felt the game really just, ever since when he got Savage Beast off at the critical moment, and then when I couldn't get Flesh to Stone to counter it, I mean, everything went his way. So I felt very fortunate. Because of Blood and Glory, he got an extra 1,000 points for breaking me first. I got 500 for breaking him. And if this were Brawler Bash to tournament, I actually would have had a decent game. I think I still had 2,500. There's a 5,000 point cap, so it wasn't a wonderful game, but for a loss, it wouldn't have been horrible. And he would have done better. Real fun game. That was really poor playing on. I think I worried about the green. I allowed the Green Knight to affect my game plan way too much. I should have just ignored him, and when he came on, just dealt with it then. Just do what I could do. But because I monkeyed around with it, putting my great swords in the swamp, it pretty much took them out of the game. I can't help failing the panic test, but they were still in a bad position. And yeah, that's a lot of times the benefit of bringing something like the Green Knight or Heroic Killing Blow or something like that, is you just mess with people psychologically. And I allowed that to happen. Regardless, it was a fun game. Hope you enjoyed it.
Hey everyone, Once Bitten here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. As you know, YouTube has several functions you can use to interact with videos such as this. You can like the video, you can leave a comment, you can favorite the video. I want you to know that I appreciate it when you do things like that. It feels much more interactive than simply me talking to a screen. So if you're willing to do so, please like, comment, and favorite the videos. Subscribe to the channel if you want, and you certainly are welcome to share this video on your blog or other websites if you are so inclined. Again, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.